So I'm using SketchUp and I gotta make a mitered cut, but it's a compound mitered cut. It's a little trickier, and that's the purpose of this video. Here I'm gonna show you how I approached this and try it out, see if it's something that works for you. So I'm gonna make a duplicate of what I was working on to kind of show you how I approached it. So I began with the footprint of my piece, which is 1.5 by 1.5. Okay, so I've got a freestanding flat surface at the bottom now. And what I need is a 5-degree angle from here to here. See, I can't do a 5-degree angle going up this way. I can't do a 5-degree angle going up this way and try to merge them together because it doesn't actually work out that way. We're going diagonally at 5 degrees. So what I did was I started off with creating a surface that it's almost like a work plane that I can use. There we go. That goes from one corner to the other. This is going to give me a surface that I can draw on because now I can generate a 5-degree angle from corner to corner. Now, I'm going to get that line tool out. Beautiful. Can I do this? No, I can't do this. I need to use that protractor tool. So I go here, protractor, and now I'm going to click. See, now it's black. It's flat on that surface, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. So I click the one corner, click the other, start angling off, and now I type at 5 degrees. Great. Now, here's what we need to do. We need to now create a line that goes along with this line in 5 degrees. So I'm going to type my length. Now, for the purposes of this, let's just give ourselves 30 inches. I know the length that we're going for is 28, but I'm going to give myself extra, and you'll see why in a little bit. Okay, so now I've created a line that is going to be the length of the leg that I'm using for this stool. What I need to do is, let's see, how do I approach this? So I'm going to select and get rid of these. Now, what is best? All right, here's how you could approach it. Looking at this rectangle that we have on the bottom, we are going to now use the Follow Me tool. It's going to take this shape and follow the line that we just generated, and it's going to make a couple of little weird things. So I'll just guide you along this process. Step 1, Follow Me tool. You click where the push-pull tool is, and you're going to go to Follow Me. Kind of looks like a little crab. I don't really fully understand what the image is, but I don't ask questions. Instead, I'm going to select the surface that I want to drag along that line. And now I'm going to, oh, look at that. I'm going to use that line. And it extends all the way up the line to here. Great, it looks like we're done. Oh wait, no we're not. If I look closely and I line up those axes, it's not flat on the ground because it now took that square and it angled it the entire length of that line. That's no good. So what do? We're going to fix this up. Get the rectangle tool, draw a flat surface right underneath, and it's going to cut it off. And now I'm just going to boop, boop. I'll tell you what, rectangle tool. Rectangle. Boom. Now I have the freedom to chop these extra pieces off. Okay. So now, when I look at the bottom, it's nice and flat. It's angling off in 5 degrees from corner to corner. We're not done because that top needs the same thing finished. So here's what I would recommend doing. If you need the longest portion of your leg to be 28 inches, here's what I'd do. I get that tape measure tool. I'd follow your line just a little bit and now type 28. And this is going to generate a tick mark. Now what I'm going to do, just like before, I'm going to draw a rectangle. Doesn't really matter how big it is. Now I'm going to move that rectangle. Hey, that's it. Whoa! No! Okay, I lied. Draw that rectangle away from your object. And this is just going to be used to cut it. So now I'm going to drag this here. Boom. So now what I should have, when I get my tape measure tool again, I'm going to have here 2 foot 4 inches, that's 28 inches. Now I'm going to use that same rectangle technique. Corner, corner, and now I'm going to use that select tool and I'm going to give it a little massacre. And now what we have is a leg that's not only slanted, but it's parallel at the top, parallel at the bottom. It's flat, it's level. That is how I would approach this. Now you can turn this into a component, which could be used to copy and paste several times. And personally, I like trying things multiple ways, because there's more than one way to skin a cat or make a CAD. So, here's the second approach. Second approach started off the same way. You're going to set up that base, and now what you're going to do is generate a rectangle that is perpendicular to the surface that you want to use. Now what you're going to do, use that protractor tool, and you're going to generate a 5-degree angle that goes along that plane. Now, here's where I felt a little silly. If you delete this plane now, I think this is an easier method. Okay, now what you can do is use that push-pull, and you're going to generate the height that you need. I need it to be 28 inches in height. So I type 28. And now we're going to use a weird method of using the move tool. Before we do this, we're going to need to generate a line that follows that same plane. So it's going to be here, and then I'm going to extend it outwards until it touches that 5-degree extension that we've made before. Now we're going to use the select tool. You can get rid of that top diagonal line. And now we're going to double click so at the top of this this square is selected. And now we're going to use the move tool to grab this snap, drag it until it hits. Oh, that's wrong. Okay, so I dragged it until it said online, and now what we should have is a 5-degree slant that is the height that we need, but it was a different approach to doing the same thing. Pick your favorite.